Have you ever stayed in something draining or painful because you believed that relationships are supposed to be hard work? Many of the women that I've coached had internalized this belief. They wasted years on relationships that exhausted them and which had left them sputtering out with their love tank on empty. It's time to talk about how this misconception keeps people stuck in cycles of burnout, resentment, and dysfunction. This is part 2 of our 2-part series on ease in relationships. And today we're unpacking this glorification of struggle, the myth that love should be earned through hardship, and the difference between healthy hard and harmful hard, so that you know when to stop spinning your wheels and take your foot off the gas pedal. Let's get into it. If you are like many of the clients that I work with, then you probably grew up in a home that felt unstable, chaotic, or unpredictable. So by the time you enter adulthood, you might feel strangely at home in relationships that are filled with drama, self-sacrifice, rescuing, emotional roller coasters, walking on eggshells, assuming all of the emotional labor. You might have picked up the assumption this is just the way love is, believing that staying in perpetual struggle is a form of loyalty, and that if you work hard enough, the relationship will just magically transform one day, and that love will reward you for all of your suffering. And this just isn't the case. Let's break down some key differences between healthy hard and harmful hard. We can view healthy hard as growth-oriented work. And so this is characterized by navigating differences with mutual respect, repairing after conflict, learning each other's communication styles, balancing needs, boundaries, and individuality, addressing blind spots that the relationship mirrors back to you, and allowing experiences to strengthen you as teammates, compromising without self-abandoning, and supporting each other's growth as individuals and as a couple. Think of it like learning choreography. Two dancers, each with their own separate backgrounds, preferences, and rhythm, figuring out how to move and sway together without stomping on one another's toes. There's learning curves, there's adjustments, there's a little bit of friction, but the dance becomes second nature with time and intention. What's a relationship struggle you faced that actually helped your relationship grow? Let me know in the comments. And give this video a like if you're ready to begin dancing through love instead of flailing for a life raft. Now we're going to talk about harmful hard. And we can think of this as struggling to no avail. This category drains your mental, emotional, and physical energy. If much of your relationship consists of these elements, you are in the danger zone and not in the fun way. So harmful hard consists of fights that never resolve, constant anxiety or uncertainty, being your partner's therapist, their rescuer, or their mother, feeling disrespected, taken advantage of, or minimized, carrying the emotional load alone, being strung along with, I need more time, for ages, justifying harmful behavior as normal relationship problems, and losing your identity to keep them more comfortable. This is the opposite of growth. This is erosion. There's nothing romantic or heroic about trying to fix someone who refuses to grow, or in trying to revitalize a relationship that is way beyond its expiration date. So when is the hardship worth all the effort? While healthy relationships don't consist of tireless exertion, they will challenge you in grounded, productive ways. Here's a few examples of challenging aspects that are worth the growing pains. One of them is facing your own wounds. And we talked about this a little bit in part 1 of this series, so be sure and check that out afterwards if you haven't yet. Our relationships become mirrors to unresolved traumas, attachment wounds, and outdated beliefs. Another challenging aspect that can't be overstated is learning healthy communication, self-advocating, compromising, letting go, learning when it's appropriate to do each one, conflict management. All of these are learned skills, picked up and harnessed through practice. Maintaining your own identity is another challenge many of us experience in relationships. Staying connected to yourself, your hobbies, your friendships, your goals, your purpose. It's all vital, but very hard when you're so used to letting other people overshadow you. And co-creating a shared rhythm. So think of those dancers again. Figuring out a sustainable, balanced dynamic takes time. It requires emotional maturity, patience, and collaboration. And conversely, here's a list of things that should not be hard in a healthy relationship. Clarity about the relationship structure. You shouldn't be left wondering constantly, are we monogamous? Where are we heading? It should not feel hard to be respected and valued. Other examples include consistent follow-through, basic emotional safety, mutual effort, compatibility in values and goals, trust, honesty, a general sense of stability. If your relationship is hard because of these elements being absent, that's misalignment. And if you feel like you're constantly struggling against the current, ask yourself honestly, what am I hoping to gain or avoid with all the effort I pour into this relationship? Are you trying to gain a sense of identity, control, validation, security, worth? Are you trying to avoid being alone, looking at your own shit, stepping outside of your comfort zone? Your answer reveals all the true work that you're doing and whether it's even about the relationship at all. Remember, you're learning a dance here. You're building a sculpture. You're not fighting for scraps. And if you're ready to get off of this hamster wheel and start making strides towards secure, independent love, links are in the description to get signed up for my newsletter and to check out my coaching programs. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.